Hello, beautiful souls. I'm Susan, and welcome to MeetABetterSelf. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to join our journey of self-discovery and growth. Ready to dive deep into understanding yourself better? Let's get started. Do you ever feel like you've crossed a certain threshold in life without even realizing it? Aging, as we know, is a natural process and it's beautiful. But it's also filled with transformations, both physical and behavioral, that can catch us off guard. Today, we're exploring 8 telltale signs of early aging in women. Are you experiencing these? 1. Increasing preference for staying at home. Let's look at Julia Roberts, our pretty woman, who took us on a journey of self-discovery in Eat, Pray, Love. In the movie, Julia's character, Liz, embarks on an international journey to find herself. She yearns for new experiences, new people, and new places. This yearning for novelty, this sense of wanderlust, is something we've all experienced, especially in our younger years. It's an exhilarating feeling, isn't it? The allure of the unknown, the thrill of stepping outside our comfort zones. But then, there's a shift that occurs as we age. Just like how Liz eventually found solace in balance and understanding her own needs, we too begin to yearn for the familiar, the comforting, and the intimate. The thrill of new experiences begins to fade, and in its place grows a longing for the quiet, peaceful haven of our homes. We begin to cherish the simple pleasures life has to offer: a good book in hand, a cup of tea on a rainy day, or perhaps a classic movie marathon. These moments of tranquility at home start to feel more fulfilling than a night out on the town. This shift doesn't signify that we've become less adventurous or that we've lost our zest for life. On the contrary, it shows a deepening understanding of what truly brings us joy and peace. We start to value quality over quantity, valuing meaningful experiences over fleeting thrills. Let me share a personal story with you. When I was in my 20s, I was always on the go, just like Julia's character Liz at the start of Eat, Pray, Love. I loved the rush of exploring new places, meeting new people, and trying new things. But as the years rolled on, I found myself yearning for the familiarity and comfort of my home. I realized that I could find joy in the simplest of things, baking my favorite cookies, reading a captivating book, or just sitting quietly with a cup of tea. And guess what? This evolution is beautiful. It's a sign of maturity and growth. We're not losing out on life. Instead, we're gaining a new perspective on what happiness can look like. So, the next time you find yourself preferring the comfort of your couch over a night out, remember you're not alone, and you're not getting boring. You're simply evolving, just like our beloved Julia Roberts in Eat, Pray, Love. 2. Developing a sensitivity to cold. When we talk about style icons, Marilyn Monroe often comes to mind. She once said, "Give a girl the right shoes, and she can conquer the world." In her heyday, she was known for her glamorous dresses and high heels, the epitome of fashion and style, even in the face of chilly weather. Many of us, in our youth, have emulated such icons, choosing style over comfort. Remember the first time you wore a pair of high heels or a trendy outfit that was more about aesthetics than practicality? Maybe it was a cool autumn evening and you were off to a party, braving the cold in a stylish dress and those strappy heels just like Monroe might have. However, as we age, we tend to develop a greater sensitivity to cold. The same chill that we once easily shrugged off now sends us reaching for the nearest sweater. We start to prefer warmth and comfort over style. The right shoes, as per Marilyn's quote, transform from glamorous heels to cozy, warm ones. It's interesting, isn't it, how our preferences evolve? The shift is subtle, almost imperceptible until one day you realize you're layering up at the slightest hint of a breeze or reaching out to adjust the thermostat more frequently. I felt this change myself. A few years ago, I would have easily spent hours outside on a crisp winter day, barely feeling the cold. But now, the first sign of a cold breeze has me wrapping a scarf around my neck and trading my stylish shoes for warm boots. But let's remember, this doesn't mean we become less stylish or less capable of conquering the world, as Marilyn Monroe put it. It's simply a sign of us becoming more in tune with our body's needs, putting comfort and health before style. And this, dear friends, is a form of self-care, a sign of maturity. And let's not forget, there's a certain charm, a certain style in this as well. After all, who's to say that a pair of warm, comfortable shoes can't be just as chic as a pair of high heels? So the next time you find yourself feeling the cold a bit more, remember it's just a sign of you evolving, growing, and becoming more attuned to your needs. And that's something to be celebrated, not worried about. 3. Adopting a more regular lifestyle. Think of Madonna, the queen of pop, is an icon known for her timeless music and ever-evolving style. But there's another aspect of Madonna's life that's equally inspiring: her discipline and commitment to a regular, healthy lifestyle. Even at the peak of her career, amidst the late-night concerts and parties, Madonna was known for her unwavering dedication to fitness and a healthy diet. Over the years, she's spoken about the importance of regular exercise, a balanced diet, and maintaining a consistent routine. She's a testament to the fact that adopting a regular lifestyle isn't about aging. It's about taking care of oneself. As we grow older, we often find ourselves gravitating towards a similar lifestyle. The late-night parties that once seemed thrilling might give way to a quiet evening at home. That junk food you once devoured might no longer seem appealing, replaced instead with healthier, balanced meals. And that rigorous exercise routine you once dreaded might now feel like a necessary part of your day. I've noticed this shift in myself as well. There was a time when I'd enjoy staying up late, indulging in junk food now and then, and giving exercise a miss more often than not. But over the years, I've found myself prioritizing a healthier lifestyle. I now appreciate the importance of a good night's sleep, the value of a balanced diet, and the benefits of regular exercise. The transformation wasn't overnight. It happened subtly, gradually, and it's a change I welcome because I understand it's about taking care of my health. Just like Madonna, we must learn that these changes aren't signs of losing our youth. They're signs of us becoming better versions of ourselves. It's about evolving and prioritizing our health, much like Madonna has done throughout her career. So, if you find yourself making similar changes, don't worry. You're not losing your spark. You're just redirecting it towards a healthier, more balanced lifestyle. And there's nothing more empowering than taking control of your health and well-being. Isn't that what being a material girl in this modern world is all about? 4. Increased communication with parents. Do you remember Lindsay Lohan in The Parent Trap? It's a classic, isn't it? In the film, we see her characters' identical twins Annie and Hallie, who were initially at odds with their parents' decisions. They didn't fully comprehend why their parents chose to live separately or why they'd been kept from each other. However, as the story progresses, they develop a deep understanding and appreciation for their parents. There's a scene I particularly love. It's when Annie and Hallie switch places to spend time with a parent they've never known. During this time, they understand the depth of their parents' love for them. They realize their parents' decisions weren't made lightly, but out of a place of deep care and concern. The girls' initial resentment slowly evolves into understanding and empathy as they see their parents in a new light. In many ways, our journey towards understanding our parents is quite similar. As we age, we often transition from viewing our parents as the nagging individuals who don't understand us to seeing them as humans who've experienced their own trials and tribulations. We begin to see the wisdom in their advice, the love in their admonishments, and the concern in their constant reminders. I remember when I was a teenager, I often felt like my parents just didn't get me. Their constant advice felt like unnecessary nagging. But as I grew older, my perspective changed. I started seeing their advice for what it truly was: their way of ensuring I didn't make the same mistakes they did, their way of showing love. This shift in perception didn't happen overnight. It came with age, with experience, and yes, with a few stumbles along the way. But it's these stumbles that made me appreciate their advice and wisdom more. Just like Annie and Hallie, I realized my parents weren't against me. They were for me. They always had been. So if you find yourself communicating more with your parents, understanding them better, and valuing their advice, remember it's a sign of emotional growth. It's a sign of you stepping into their shoes and seeing the world from their perspective. And that, my friends, is a beautiful part of growing older. 5. Decreased social media activity. Have you ever noticed how Keanu Reeves, one of Hollywood's biggest stars, has a surprisingly low-key social media presence? Despite his fame and popularity, he seems to prefer keeping his life experiences off the internet. He's not snapping selfies at every event or tweeting his every thought. Instead, he appears to cherish living in the moment and keeping his experiences to himself. And that's something we can all learn from, especially in this digital age. Social media has a way of making us feel like we need to share every aspect of our lives with the world. Each meal, every outing, all accomplishments seem to demand online documentation. But as we grow older, we might find ourselves growing out of this need for constant sharing. Instead, we might start to value experiencing moments for what they are, not for the likes or comments they might garner. Remember when Keanu was on a flight that had to make an unexpected landing? Instead of taking to social media to vent or share his experience, he helped organize transportation for his fellow passengers and even entertain them with local trivia and music. He chose to be present and helpful rather than make it a viral moment. This shift doesn't mean we become anti-social media. Not at all. It just means our relationship with it matures. We understand that while it's a great platform for connection and sharing, it's not a measure of our worth or happiness. We learn to differentiate between sharing moments that matter and living for the shareable moments. As we age, we might start to mirror Keanu's approach to social media. We might choose to live more authentically, cherishing our experiences privately rather than broadcasting them. And that's perfectly okay. After all, the best moments in life are often the ones that don't make it to social media, but stay etched in our hearts forever. 6. Enjoyment in cooking. Remember the Joy Julia Child, the renowned American chef, once said, "The measure of achievement is not winning awards. It's doing something that you appreciate, something you believe is worthwhile." Her love for cooking was infectious, and it transformed the way America cooked and ate. Remember her joy as she whisked, chopped, and sautéed on her cooking shows. That was a woman who found her passion in the kitchen. As we age, many of us find a similar enjoyment in cooking. It's not just about feeding ourselves or our families. It's about the process, the creation, and the satisfaction that comes from it. We move away from the convenience of takeouts and prepackaged meals and start appreciating the art and craft of preparing our own food. This shift might come from a desire to eat healthier, knowing exactly what goes into our meals. Or it might be a newfound hobby, a way to express creativity, a meditative process that helps us unwind after a long day. You might start with simple recipes, just like Julia Child did, and then find yourself trying out more complex dishes, experimenting with flavors, and taking joy in every successful culinary creation. You might remember how Julia Child wasn't afraid of making mistakes in the kitchen. She'd laugh, learn, and move on. And that's a great lesson for us too. Cooking doesn't have to be perfect. It's about the joy of the process, the satisfaction of making something with your own hands, and the delight of sharing it with others. So if you find yourself spending more time in the kitchen, trying out new recipes, or even hosting dinner parties to share your culinary creations, know that it's another sign of early aging. But it's a wonderful one, a sign that you're evolving and finding joy in new areas of your life. Just like Julia Child, you're discovering that cooking can be more than a chore. It can be a source of immense pleasure and fulfillment. 7. Increased focus on skincare. One look at Jennifer Aniston, and you can't help but admire her radiant, age-defying skin. She's a testament to the fact that skincare is not just about vanity, but rather a crucial aspect of self-care. In fact, Aniston is known for her diligent skincare routine, and it's clear that she prioritizes her skin's health, proving that beauty truly does come from the inside out. As we age, many of us find ourselves focusing more on skincare. We're no longer just washing our face and applying a basic moisturizer. We are researching products, learning about ingredients, understanding our skin type, and what it needs. It becomes more than just a routine. It's a commitment, a form of self-love. Remember when Jennifer Aniston shared her skincare routine with the world? She talked about how she prioritizes hydration, both inside and out, drinking plenty of water, using hydrating skincare products, and even incorporating a healthy diet to nourish her skin from within. It wasn't just about the products she used, but the overall lifestyle she led. This shift towards a more comprehensive skincare routine is a sign of early aging. But again, it's not a negative. It's a sign of self-love, of understanding that your body is changing and you need to take care of it differently. You become more aware of the harmful effects of the sun, pollution, and even stress on your skin, and you take steps to protect it. You might find yourself investing in quality skincare products just like Jennifer Aniston does, that cater specifically to your skin's needs. You might start prioritizing sunscreen, understanding that prevention is better than cure. You might also find yourself appreciating your natural beauty more, realizing that every line on your face tells a story of a life well lived. So if you're spending a little more time in front of the mirror, taking care of your skin, remember it's not vanity. It's self-care. It's about aging gracefully, just like Jennifer Aniston, and embracing the changes that come with time. 8. Enjoying alone time. Audrey Hepburn, an icon of elegance and grace, once confessed her love for solitude. She said, "I have to be alone very often. I'd be quite happy if I spent from Saturday night until Monday morning alone in my apartment." Hepburn's words echo a profound truth that many of us come to understand as we age: the beauty of solitude. As we grow older, we find a unique contentment in our own company. The hustle and bustle of social gatherings may start to lose their appeal. Instead, the idea of a quiet evening spent at home, maybe with a good book or a classic movie, seems more inviting. This transition is not about becoming antisocial. It's about understanding and valuing our own company. It's about emotional growth and maturation, a sign of early aging. Take Audrey Hepburn as an example. Despite being one of the most famous actresses of her time, she cherished her moments of solitude. Off the camera, Hepburn was known to be an introvert, someone who found joy in peaceful solitude. She would spend hours in her garden, tending to her flowers, or in her kitchen, cooking for herself. Her me time was precious to her. It was a time for reflection, for relaxation, for recharging her batteries. Similarly, as we age, we too start to value this me time. We enjoy the silence, the opportunity to introspect, to connect with our inner selves. It's a time when we can let our minds wander, explore our thoughts and feelings without any distractions. We start to appreciate the tranquility that solitude brings, but it's not just about introspection. Enjoying alone time also means pursuing our interests, hobbies that we might not have had time for in our younger years. It could be anything: painting, gardening, reading, writing, cooking, or even just watching the birds in the park. It's about doing things that make us happy, that soothe our souls. So if you find yourself enjoying your own company more, remember Audrey Hepburn's words: embrace the solitude. It's a sign of emotional growth, a testament to your journey towards self-discovery and self-love. It's a sign of early aging, and it's a beautiful one. Aging is not just a physical process. It's a journey of growth, self-discovery, and wisdom. It's like flipping through the chapters of an extraordinary book where each new page unveils a deeper understanding of our evolving selves. Instead of dreading these transformations, let's welcome them with open hearts. Let's age with grace and confidence, reminding ourselves that each laugh line, every strand of silver hair is a badge of honor, a testament to the life we've lived, the experiences we've savored. Let's hold on to the words of the remarkable Meryl Streep, who once declared, "I have so much I want to do. I hate wasting time." Together, let's cherish this journey, learning, evolving, and relishing the process of aging. After all, it's not about becoming old. It's about growing into the best possible versions of ourselves. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you experienced any of these signs? How do they make you feel? I invite you to share your insights and experiences in the comments below. Your narratives are valuable. They add richness to our collective understanding. If you found this video beneficial, please do hit the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to MeetABetterSelf for more enlightening content. Until our next video, remember to shine brightly and continue growing. As we part ways for now, I leave you with a thought to muse over. Are we really aging, or are we merely evolving into more refined versions of ourselves? Let this thought marinate, and we'll explore it further in our next meeting. Stay safe, stay positive, and remember, every new day presents a delightful opportunity to meet a better self. Until next time, goodbye, and continue to strive for the best version of yourself.